Okay, let's have a look at this vectors question. Part A is really simple. It's worth 2 marks. Part B is where all the fun stuff's going to happen. Okay, there's quite a bit of information in part B, so you'll probably be recapping a few other topics as well, which is quite nice. The general rule with vectors, if you're going in the same direction, it's positive, you keep the sign. If you're going in the opposite direction, it's negative. Okay, just remember that and everything else should fall into place. Find AC. So you'll find you're going from A all the way to C. Now, usually you could just go from A to C, but you don't know what that vector is. To get from A to C, we're going to go down the long way. So I'm going to go, let's write A to C, go to O. It's in the opposite direction, so it'll be negative 4A. And I'm going to go up to B in the same direction, so it's positive 3B. And then I'm going to go from B to C in the same direction, so plus 2A plus B. Now it says in its simplest form, so let's just simplify it. So AC, A's together, minus 4A plus 2A, which is negative 2A. But 3B plus B, so I'm going to get plus 4B. And that's it. I've given my answer in the simplest form. You might want to write it like this. AC equals 4B minus 2A, both exactly the same. If you've got the minus in the middle, you won't forget it when you come in to do stuff. Right? That's what 2 marks, and it's the easy part. Now let's get on to the juicy stuff. Part B. So we know that AC minus 2A. Let's just keep that here so we don't have to keep going up. Now, it says here, the point P lies on AC such that AP to PC is 3 to 2. A, P, and C. So we're talking about this line over here. Now it says 3 to 2, so there's 5 parts in total. Now AP is this part over here. It's 3 out of 5 of the whole entire line. It's 3/5 of the whole line, which is AC. Okay, and I would write it like that so I don't have to keep thinking which line, what do I do? It's just there, 3/5 of AC. Now PC is 2/5 of AC, so I'm going to write that over here. 2/5 of AC is this part over here. Now it says here, the point Q is such that OPQ, BCQ are straight lines. So OPQ, BCQ are straight lines. So let's just put Q somewhere over there. And let's just join them up. So then it says in terms of A and B, and it says give your answer in the simplest form and show you're working out clearly. Because I don't have 2 pieces of information and they take me to Q, what I need to do is find 2 equations so that I can then use simultaneous equations and get rid of the unknowns so that I can get from O to Q. Okay, so there's 2 different routes. I can go O, P, Q, which is through this way over there, or I could go the other way. I could go O to B and then B to Q. Now, using both those routes, let's write down our equations. Use O, Q is from here all the way to there. Now, if I could find OP, in terms of OP, OQ is something times OP, right? So this is K, let's call it K, times OP. So OQ equals at something times OP. Now, if I look at the other side, I want to get to OQ from the other side. I'm here at O in the same direction, so I've got 3B. I want to go all the way to Q, BQ. Now, if I know BC, I know that BQ is a multiple of BC. So B to Q over here straight away is something times BC. And let's call that M because we don't know what it is. So 3B plus MBC. Now I've got my equations. Let's start to put the vectors in. We've got OQ equals K. OP, how can I get from O to P? So I can go either way. I could go here in the same direction. So it's going to be 4A, and I'm going to go upwards. So it's plus 3/5 of AC. And I'm going to do the same over here. K, 4A plus 3/5. And what do we know? And we've already got AC from before. So times 4b minus 2a. Now let's simplify that a bit more. So I've got O equals K 4a plus 12 over 5b minus 6a over 5. And then if I simplify that, I end up OQ equals K times 14 over 5 plus 12a plus 12 over 5b. Okay, now I can leave it as a decimal because it gives me a nice clean decimal. So OQ equals 2.8k a plus 2.4k b. Okay, now if I had k, could I then find this in terms of a and b? Yes, so now I'm going to be using the other side to work out the other equation. Now here I've got OQ equals 3b minus BC. Let's see what BC is. So I need to find out what BC is. What it tells me over here is 2a plus b. So let's rewrite that. OQ equals 3b plus m times 2a plus b. So OQ equals 3b plus 2m a plus mb. Let's put the a's together and the b's together. So OQ equals 2ma plus 3 plus mb. And now I end up with two formulas. I know that this one over here is OQ, and I know that this over here is also OQ. So because they're both exactly the same, they're both OQ, I can compare the coefficients of A and B, okay? So let's write that down over here. So I'm going to look at the A's. So I'm going to compare the coefficients of A, which means just the A's here and here, 2.8k would equal to m. So m equals, divide by 2, 1.4k. Now, let's compare the b's. So comparing, let's look at the b's. I've got 2.4k here and 3 plus m. So 2.4k equals 3 plus m. Let's put m into this equation. So I've got 2 equals 3 plus 1.4. And if I rearrange, I get k equals 3. Now that I've got k equals 3, I can then put it in to get OQ. So here's my equation that I'm putting it in. We've got OQ equals 2.8k A plus 2.4k B. So I'm going to put this one over here. So OQ equals 2.8 times 3A plus 2.4 times 3B. So OQ equals 42 over 5A plus 36 over 5B. And if you wanted to leave it as a decimal, that would be, I'm not going to lie, I feel like it should have been worth more than 4 marks, but you know, that's just my opinion and that's okay. So I hope you got that one.